Yo, what up? It's me. I made a zombie tier list and now I got a tower tier list. Now, you're probably looking at this tier list and you're confused. Trust me, I know you are. Some of these spots are like surprising for some people, some are more than others. But yeah, overall, it's pretty simple. Also, compared to the zombie mode tier list, I made the text bigger so that you can read it better. And thankfully for me, Archer is self-explanatory because you can read that text right there, but I'll still get onto it. But yeah, if you're a new tower player or like someone new to the game, returning player, or just someone who wants to know more about the game and what's good and what's bad for towers, about feeling like a doofus or someone else, then well, this video's for you. So yeah, alright, well, first up we got Golden Zed. I don't really need to explain much. I mean, it's like it's the highest level unlock, so obviously it's gonna be the best. But yeah, you got that little pink text right there. This is for meta towers. This is for towers I absolutely believe are the meta. They are insanely good. And yeah, I mean they hard counter zombies. They are really good at teamwork. They can, do damage to bosses, so on and so forth. It's meta, kind of self-explanatory. You can use them in the early game, any stage. But yeah, Golden Zed is Golden Zed, has the most health, has the most damage, you know. It basically has everything. It's kind of really easy to explain. I mean, the only thing with Golden Zed is that, like, please, for the love of God, do not go Wave 16 Golden Zed or Wave 17 Golden Zed. The only time I can ever excuse someone going Golden Zed is if it's like Lord Hidden Boss. Because, like, I will make the same cash as level 4 Aviator as someone going Wave 17 Golden Zed. Like, at that point, if you want to go early Golden Zed, just go, like, something else. You're not going to do that much damage. You're not going to get that much cash. You're going to give zombie mode free cash. It's just, yeah. But other than that, obvious, Golden Zed's the best. I mean, you take Zed, which is already there, and then you make it better. So, you unlock it at level 6,000. It's, self-explanatory. Now, past that, we got Zed, the second best. They buffed it to be really good with Commander, so now your gun is buffed by Commander as well, which is really stupid. Have you seen, like, Zed buffed by Call to Arm Commander? It's absurdly stupid. So you're basically like, you know, you're basically near that of Golden Zed DPS, just with, like, less health, and that's about it. Literally, the only advantage Golden Zed has over normal Zed is health at this point, because you can get buffed by Commander, and it's cheaper too, so you can spam it more. You just take what I said for Golden Zed and slap it onto Zed. Great DPS, great health, great explosion, great counters for zombie mode. The only downside about Zed is that it gives them free cash for the most part. Other than that, still really good. Next up, we got Exterminator. Exterminator is the first one in this list that has ammo. Yeah, you're like, you know what? Let's give Exterminator the same bullet damage as Golden Zed, but let's make it stationary and have ammo. So it's like not that good with Commander, despite how good Commander is. So it's like, I go Exterminator, I go plop down, zombie mode sees me, I die instantly. Like, yeah. I'd argue Golden Commando is better than Exterminator, but Exterminator has that raw DPS that just keeps it better. Like, the thing is, Exterminator gets more value. Like, Exterminator doesn't need to be alive for long in order to get huge value. Whereas stuff like Golden Zed or Golden Commando, they do like good DPS, but they really shine the longer they live on. Meanwhile, Exterminator, it doesn't matter how quick you kill him, he's still getting absurd value. And that's the main thing that sets Exterminator apart from Golden Commando. It's just time alive doesn't matter. You go Exterminator, you die instantly. Well, too bad. I already did like 4k damage, you know, in like 2 seconds. It's pretty crazy. Next up, Golden Commando. It's literally a Exterminator, but it deals 50 less damage and it has infinite ammo. That's it. It's like, you know. Or wait, I forgot. Wait a minute. I'm thinking of, yeah. Golden Commando does 150 damage. So you deal more DPS than Zed, but you lack AoE and you're stationary. So it's like, whatever, you know? It's really good. And since there's 3 people that can use it, it's really effective. Also, it's really good at taking out Lord Boss 2 as well. So you can, unlike Golden Zed, you can go early Golden Commando and get boatload of value. It's really nice. I mean, the thing is, Exterminator sucks early game too. Like, early Exterminator is just laughable. Meanwhile, Golden Commando's over here like, what's that? Early levels? Psh, I'll still kick butt. Like, it's really good. Only problem with Exterminator and Golden Commando is that they're stationary and single target, so they get overwhelmed pretty quickly. And they're stationary, so they just die quick. And they give zombie mode free cash. It's kind of whatever. Now, 5th best tower in the game, Railgunner. Oh my god, I love Railgunner, except when the server is laggy, which is like every single server. But if you can like find a non-laggy server, or you can adjust to the lag, you can wipe out zombie mode. Like, Max Railgunner is wave 22, and it can insta-kill an infected doctor on headshot, which is absurdly good because, infected doctor is the #1 best zombie in the game. So being able to take out something good as that is like huge. It also forces infected doctors to stay behind cover, which means that either they go out and die instantly, or they hide behind a wall the entire game. Which, guess what? Forces zombie mode to have to retreat in order to get healed instead of being out in the open. Like, you have a Lord Boss 4 punching in the middle. You go Max Railgunner, you shoot him. But if Infected Doctor runs at him, you kill Infected Doctor, and now Lord Boss 4 is just without a doctor. So it kind of forces zombie mode in a lose-lose situation. So, like, going Railgunner just says this: hey, either you go on the open and kill you, or you stand on the back of the map and just force your zombie mode teammates to be passive. Like, it's absurdly good. Only problem is, it's easy to miss, it's unreliable, and zombie mode gets cash off you. But ignoring those like flaws, you're absurdly good. And best of all, it doesn't have a limit. Everything in the meta tier has a limit. Golden Zed has a limit of 1, Zed has a limit of 4, Exterminator has a limit of 2, Golden Commando has a limit of 3, Commander has a limit of 2, Void Trader has a limit of 4, and Aviator has a limit of 2. But Railgunner, they have no limit. So the whole server can spam it, and it's just really funny. Single Lord 3 approaching, well, if you're a Railgunner spam, they die instantly. It's just really funny. Overall, I highly suggest you use it. If you're new to the game and you want to help out your teammates and you're confident in your aim, go Railgunner. Like, you can counter a lot of stuff with it. And if you're even good, you can take out zombie mode lightnings. It's just really nice. Overall, definitely worth running. Definitely worth practicing with. Definitely worth buying early on. Like, you can buy Railgunner as early as like wave 14, I think, and you can buy it for Lord 2 and still get huge value with it. Like, it's really easy to beat Lord 2. All you need is like level 3 phaser or just like level 3 Railgunner. It's just that simple. And if you just spam it, you'll win. You don't even need anything crazy like Max Marksman or nothing. You just have the server go Railgunner or phaser spam and boom, you win. But yeah, besides that, pretty good. Kind of tricky to use, but once you get past that, you can absolutely destroy servers. Next up, we got Commander. Now, you unlock Commander at level 5k, and you unlock Golden Commando at 1.5k, Zed at level 250, and Exterminator on Halloween 2020 badge. But the thing is, people use those towers. Like, if you have it unlocked, you will use it. But the thing is, I never see anyone go Commander. Like, Commander is absurdly broken. Level 1, you do 40 damage for the cost of 750. Level 1 sniper is like 50 damage. And it costs way more money to reach that like 70 damage threshold. Meanwhile, all Commander has to do is chuck like 1.7k and boom, they got 70 damage. Meanwhile, Sniper has to drop basically the same amount, but with half the fire rate and half the health. Not even half the health. Like, Commander has so much health. Commander has so much like DPS in the early game. It has so much health. It has Call to Arms. It has Striker. It has Airstrike. It has so much going for it. Let me give you a list of what Commander boosts. It can boost Zed, Exterminator, Golden Commando, Railgunner, Commander, Void Trader, Mortar, Doctor, Engineer, not the sentry guns though, just mainly the nail gun, Barracks, Marksman, Tuber, Spiritual Advocate, Mercenary, Sniper, Commando, Ice Apprentice, Crowd Gunner, Scout, Hollow Boomer, Golden Scout, Shotgunner, Fragger, maybe Patrol. I mean, literally no one uses Patrol, but I think it does boost it. Knifer, Tweeter, Enforcer, Soldier, Archer. All of those towers listed, it can boost. And yet no one goes Commander. It's crazy. You're basically boosting like over 90% of the server when you go Commander. And if people are like, you know what? I'm not gonna go Commander. I'm just gonna go some stupid crap like Enforcer or Archer. Like, my man, you go Commander, you make like 15k in like a single wave. And it's like, it can be wave 1, and you can make 15k with Commander. Like, obviously it's an exaggeration, but that just comes, I'm just saying how stupid it is for cash gain. Like, zombie mode has to take you out, otherwise railgunner spam just shreds them. Also, Commander is one of the best ways to counter zombie mode prototype, because what happens is prototype drills by, you call to arms on Void Trader or someone else, and then they just shred prototype, you know? Mandatory to have in every server. Like, oh my gosh. If you don't have a commander, you're just gonna struggle hard. Pretty easy to play too. You just click things, summon striker, and use airstrike on zombie mode hiding behind walls or in a big batch of zombies to get cash. You know, simple enough really. Next up we got Void Trader. Void Trader is one of those towers that are so easy to unlock but so hard to play. You know, it takes like a lot of years playing. Like, even after 5 years of playing this game, I still don't go Void Trader because of like how janky and weird it is to play. But yeah. Besides that, Void Trader fills so many roles. It does single target DPS, it does crowd control, it has support, you know, like body blocking stuff and whatnot. It can help doctors get cash. Uh, it can take out zombie mode with strike and whatnot. It just kind of does so much. The only problem is that it's melee. You're kind of predictable when using it too, and you give zombie mode a boatload of cash. Like, if you want to maximize Void Trader, here's what you do. Don't go Void Trader until wave 29. Because if you do this, zombie mode will have no cash at all. Like, you will strip them of cash if no one goes Void Trader. There's a strategy I like to call cash starve, in which you intentionally go towers with like low or mediocre health to prevent zombie mode from farming cash. So for like towers like marksman, tuber, phaser in a bit, mortar in a bit. I mean, phaser and mortar will get zombie mode cash, but not that much. Barracks will also give the cash, but not that much. You know, mercenary, commando in a bit, not that much. But in the early game, yeah, you can definitely cash starve zombie mode by not going high health towers. But besides that, Watch is really good, pretty easy to play. Somehow people mess it up. But yeah. Another thing you can do is like, let's say there's a Lord 4 approaching your Golden Zed. Player version, not NPC. What you can do is, you can run up to the Golden Zed, let Lord 4 punch you, and then you can tank punches and die on purpose so that Golden Zed can live for longer. You can also drop down Void Trader supporters so that the zombie mode Lord 4 will have to punch them. And either they get hit by the Void Trader supporters, or they hit the Void Trader supporters itself and not hit you. So it's really good, you know. Next up, we got Aviator. Now, they hard nerfed Aviator. Like, they gave Aviator one of the biggest nerfs I've seen in a long while. Like, it's absurdly crazy. But the thing is, even after the nerfs, I still have it in meta tier. Some of you might be confused, like, why would I have it this high up if they gave it a limit of 2, reduced the damage by like 20 on the gun, and reduced the explosive damage, and then made it so that you crash way earlier? Well, reason being, Aviator's stupid. Like, look at this. See all these huge nerfs they did to it? But the thing is, they lowered the wave unlock, they lowered the price, they gave it more health. But yeah, look at it. The nerfs are insane. 20 less damage, 250 less bomb damage, 100 less missile damage, minimum speed 10 miles per hour to 25 miles per hour. Like, it's crazy. But guess what? If you're really good at Aviator, first of all, You don't notice the minimum speed nerf because you're still cracked at it. Price buff helps you out because you're able to get more cash with it. And best of all, the gun and bomb damage nerfs don't even do anything. Like, at top level, here's what you use Aviator for. Waves 1 through 14, you mainly go Aviator to take out Hunter, Speedy, Slow, Normal, Mystery, Boss 1, Necromancer, uh, you know, Hunter, Hidden. I'm repeating myself. You can also do some damage to Super Slow, but not that much. Like, and then at wave 16 and whatnot, you can take out Infected Flamethrower. I mean, you can take out Witch, but for the most part, Witch players don't try to go after Aviator players because they gutted Witch and no one unironically uses Witch anymore. So yeah, basically, until it's wave 18, you basically hard counter zombie mode. They can't do anything for 18 waves. Well, technically 17 waves. Zombie mode can't do anything for 17 waves. And then the moment boss 2 gets unlocked, then they can fight back. But realistically, you're not taking out a boss 2 until like wave 21. And that's when you unlock Max Aviator. But yeah, even then, at wave 20, zombie mode can either go 4 things. Demon, Void Supporter, Ice Marauder, Winter Wendigo, and Infected Commando. So 5 things. It can go 5 things. Here's what Max Aviator does at wave 21. It takes out Void Supporter, Winter Wendigo, Demon, Ice Marauder, and the only thing it can't take out is Infected Commando. But guess what? You force the Infected Commando to look up and target you. So what you can do is you can have a Max Phaser target Infected Commando, and then you can have the Aviator target them as well. So Infected Commando either has to take out the Phaser or the Max Aviator. And for the most part, they're going to be going after Aviators. So alternatively, you can have a level 4 Void Trader approach the Infected Commando, tank the gun damage, and let the Max Aviator take it out. So yeah, what you can do is you can have someone go Doctor, heal a level 4 Void Trader, and then have the Max Aviator take out Infected Commando or the Infected Doctor. So even though it does take teamwork to take it out, you still do it really good. But yeah, besides Infected Commando and whatnot, you also take out Lord Boss 3. I mean, even in the mid game, you can take out you can do some damage to Slime. You're not going to do much. You're mainly going to be helping out with the goo spam. You can take out Mystery 2 in a bit. You can take out Hidden Boss. You can counter Lord Hidden Boss. You can counter King Hidden Boss. And then at wave 30, it's like whatever. I mean, you do some damage to Prototype. You can take out like 10k of their health or whatnot if you're able to get to them quick enough. So you take out like a fourth of their health bar before they're able to drill and dig and whatnot. You can do some damage to Planet Earth. I mean, you'll just mainly be annoying them, that's it. Like, you can force them to waste their missiles on you instead of a phaser or railgunner. You can do some damage to Toboggan. I mean, you can bait the little stomp attack from them. So you can if Toboggan is being healed by Infected Doctor, we can use Go Max Aviator, fly by them, bait the stomp, come back, and then kill the Infected Doctor. So with Aviator, you can do mind games as well. Oh, what else does it do? It takes out Noob God. Let me see. I have an image of me doing a good chunk of damage to a Noob God in a single life. Let me find it. Excuse, me for being unprepared for this. But yeah, it doesn't matter the nerfs that they did to Aviator. It still exceeds the job it needs to do. And even against Noob God, which has explosive resistance, it's still good. Alright, I found the images. Okay, so here's Noob God before I target him, right? You got that health bar. Here is Noob God after a single life of constantly targeting them. Keep in mind, this isn't a single life. I dealt that damage in a single life as Aviator. Single life. I didn't die once. And then they got healed by Infected Doctor, so I was like, whatever. Even though I didn't do that crazy of damage in a single life, it still was 25k and it was uncounterable. Try as you might, you are not hitting a good max aviator with noob god fireballs. They'd have to be like the world's worst aviator in order to get hit by that. So yeah, that's why aviator is meta. You can't counter it, and the only way you counter it is infected commando. And even then, no one's gonna unironically use infected commando wave 30 or wave 38 or wave 29, or, that stuff. So you can take out just about anything in the game. Only thing you can't take out are things with like explosive resistance, but even then, zombie mode goes Lord 4, here's what you do. Follow the Lord 4 around. You do gun damage, and if any infected doctors get nearby, you kill them. So it's a win-win for you. I deal chip damage to zombie mode Lord 4, and if any infected doctor comes by them, they die. It's just absurd, No counter to it. People say that they went overboard with nerfs. I say the nerfs were just right, And even then, even after the nerfs, it still doesn't affect me. That's how broken Aviator is. All these nerfs, less gun damage, less bomb damage, less missile damage, you crash easier. Even then, I still have an S tier. That's how broken Aviator is. And even then, when they add hard counters like Infected Commando, it's still not enough. It's unbeatable. You can't win against a good Aviator. Stuff like my Aviator at least. Other aviators, like if someone's trying aviator for their first time, yeah, you can easily deal with them. You go up against an invisible wall, they crash into it, whatever. Invisible wall trick doesn't work for me. Only on like god awfully designed maps like that Nature's Village map. That map is an aviator's nightmare. So even I hate that map because I can't go aviator on it because of the invisible walls and everything. And all the trees that mess up with your flying. Terrible map. Overall, Aviator is still meta. I unironically think it's the 8th best tower in the game, even after the nerfs. It's unnerfable. The only way they can nerf it is if they revert it to the 2019 state, in which it loses that big blue circle radius, and you have to directly face the zombie in order to deal damage to it. They have to make it function like the planes in War Thunder in order for it to get out of S tier. They could like make the gun damage 20 and I'd still use it, just because the bomb damage is still gonna deal with infected doctors. It's just absurd. You can't win. You can't balance Aviator. There's no way to balance it. Even if you gave Witch like contact damage, like Aviator still has 2,000 health, And for the most part, you have like plasma troopers and engineers that can take out the Witch. Like you can't win. You can't win. The only way to make Aviator balanced is to remove it from the game. It's unbalanceable. But next up, we got the excellent tier. These are towers that are like really good and they're like meta in their own ways, but they also have flaws that prevent it from being broken meta. They fill multiple roles. They counter zombie mode in certain ways. They have but they all have one thing holding them back. I mean, sure, the stuff in meta has stuff holding them back, but an excellent tier, these are for things that have way more noticeable flaws. Starting off, we got Mortar. Mortar is absurdly good. You go Mortar like Wave 9, like Zombie mode can't really do much. The only way to deal with early game Mortar is by using hard mode slow, which, can we all be honest, who is using hard mode slow on Wave 9? The raise of hands? Yeah, I see none of you raising your hands. And don't lie. To the one person who was laughing, raising their hand, you're a liar. You're not using hard mode slow on Wave 9. You're just gonna go hard mode boss 1 like all the other players do. And Witch, that's it. That's the only value Witch has in early games, just explosive immunity. Wave 9 Mortar takes out Hidden and Hunter and everything else that isn't hard mode slow or Witch. Like, boss 1, what can you do about it? You approach me, a Mortar, I get damage, you get near me, I min you. I win, you lose health, I don't give you cash. Like, you lose. And then, even then, like, wave 14 rolls by. Oh, guess what? I take out Zombie Necromancer. Bye-bye. Oh, wave 16 rolls around. Okay, you got an effective flamethrower. Ooh, too bad. Like, level 4 mortar deals like 800 damage, I believe, or at least 750. Which, guess what? It basically 2 shots infected flamethrower. Unless you're the only one doing damage to infected flamethrower, which even then you're still gonna kill it easily. So yeah. And then it takes out zombie mode hidden boss. It helps with zombie mode slime. It helps with zombie mode mystery 2. It helps with infected doctor. It helps with like Demon in a bit. It helps with Infected Commando. It helps with Winter Wendigo. It helps with just. It's so stupid. The only time Mortar starts to suck is when Boss 3 is unlocked. That's it. It takes so long just for Mortar to fall off. And it's Boss 3. It's absurd. You buy it Wave 9, and Zombie Mode has to wait until Wave 30 in order they feel like they don't have to care about you anymore. You know? Even on a Void Wave, like, even on Void Wave, what you can do is, like, help out with the swarms and whatnot, you know, if your Void Traders are too busy. Or you can hit, like, infected doctors hiding behind walls and whatnot, and get some chip damage to Zombie Mode. Like, it's so stupid. If anything, you can use it from Wave 9 all the way to Wave 38. You can basically use it for the entire game if you wanted to, and it'll still get value. Like, it will never not give you value. That's how stupid it is. And Zombie Meta has to specifically counter you. Only reason it's not meta, first of all, you're stationary. Second of all, you have, like, terrible DPS. Third of all, you do, like, 750 damage to infected doctor, so it's whatever. Fourth, explosive resistant or immune enemies laugh at you. They farm you for cash. Fourth, yeah, you get the point. Mortar's really good. Cheap, effective, annoys zombie mode throughout the entire game, gives you good cash. Really stupid. Next up, we got Phaser. Oh my god, I don't see anyone going Phaser on Lord 2, and it's so stupid. I go Phaser, like, Phaser's so cheap too. You spend like 3.2k, and you're basically already set, you know? Yeah, sure, you can easily get the $700 upgrade, and then soon you can get like the next one. So let me count the math. 7.1k, and you're already set on dealing with Lord Boss 2. And you can spam it too. The best part is, you go level 3, you can take out infected flamethrowers. You use Phaser early game, you can take out Zombie Mode Necromancer. It's so stupid. Also, they removed Phaser immunity on Witch, so it's like LOL, you know? And then even in the mid game, you can go Phaser on Infected Commando, Infected Doctor. Only time Phaser will suck is versus Void Supporter, and that's basically it. Like, Ice Murder, what are they gonna do? You know, their hitbox sucks. Uh, Winter Wendigo, they have a huge hitbox. You can just beam onto them, you know? Only like way they can avoid you is by going behind a wall. And guess what? Winter Wendigo going behind a wall means less damage they're doing. So it's a win-win either way. And guess what? No one goes lightning because they gave Phaser 1k health at max for some reason. They're like, you know what? Phaser and Commando, I know they're competing, but let's just give Phaser basically the same health as Commando. While giving Commando no buffs. So it's like, Commando sucks and Phaser is better than it, but Commando's still pretty good. So yeah. Like, even then, if Zombie Mode goes like Lord Boss 3 during Void 2, you can just beam him, get a good chunk of damage down. So it kind of forces them to go like Lord Boss 4. But guess what? Lord Boss 4 kind of sucks, you know? Like, Barracks, there's 5 units that can be punched by Lord Boss 4. It's stupid. Like, oh no, Lord Boss 4, I'm so in danger. And then the Golden Zed spawns on the other side of the map, and then Lord Boss 4 dies before it reaches Golden Zed again. Like, it's crazy, you know? Your only weaknesses suck. That's how good Phaser is. Lord Boss 4 kind of sucks. I mean, it's still really good, you know? Second best Lord out there. But in a lot of situations, it sucks. But when Lord 4 is good, it's good, you know? That's about it. Phaser deals with Hidden Boss, it deals with Mystery Tune Away, deals with Boss 3, it deals with Prototype, it deals with Boss 5, it can help with Necromancer Boss, it can deal with Boss 4, it can deal with Guardian, it can, you know, annoy Planet Earth, it can annoy Toboggan. It can do some damage to Noob God, but it'll force the Noob God to focus on you, which is also good. It's not that good with Eternal Jack, but you can force Eternal Jack to use a Lightning Strike on you, or to try to get behind a wall. So, reason why Phaser is meta, doesn't get boosted by Commander. It's single target, a lot of ways to counter it. Planet Earth takes you out in a single missile, but like, you're really fragile. It kind of, it's still excellent. Next up, Doctor. What the hell doesn't Doctor do? You have great DPS early game, like, at wave 12, your gun damage is 120, or 240 on a headshot. Wave 12, you're doing 240 on a headshot. For reference, level 4 Commander is 200 damage, and that's wave 18. Wave 18 is when you get 200 damage as Commander. Doctor over here at wave 12 can get 240 on a headshot, while also healing towers and preventing zombie mode from getting cash. It's crazy. And then you unlock like max level at wave 19, and you're doing 600 on a body shot. 600. Like, that's 1.2k on a headshot. Max marksman is also 600 damage. Like, that's crazy. So not only can you do good damage against zombie mode in the early and mid game, but you also prevent them from getting cash while healing towers. Like, what you can do as Doctor, I said already, heal a Void Trader, have them target zombie mode takes damage, you don't give them cash, and it's just really stupid. And then you get cash on the process too. I'll have like 100k before Lord Boss 3 even shows up. So like, I can max Void Trader by just going Doctor. I can max Void Trader by not killing a single zombie. That's how stupid Doctor is. And I believe one update, they removed Doctor from the game because of how much cash it made. But guess what? It still makes stupid cash. They removed it and nothing got changed. Still makes broken cash. Still hard counter zombie mode. Still really easy. Still spammable. Like, nothing changed. Doctor is unnerfable. Just like Aviator. The only way to nerf Aviator and Doctor is to just simply remove them. They're unnerfable. There's like, the only way you can make me put Doctor in like weak and niche tier is if they remove the property of negating zombie mode from getting cash. But guess what? They're never going to do it. Doctor is always going to stay meta. Because unless they remove the inability to give zombie mode cash upon healing someone, it's always going to be meta. It's always going to be broken. You know? Overall, Doctor's easy to play, make good cash, prevents zombie mode from getting cash, deals pretty good damage. Overall, really good. Only time Doctor sucks though is when Prototype shows up. Prototype can bypass your shields, so it's kind of whatever. Or anything that bypasses shields. Lord Boss 4, you know, you can't heal Golden Zed, so at that point, you're really useless against Lord 4. You're also useless against King 4 as well, so it's kind of whatever. But anything else, you could do good against. As long as it doesn't insta-kill Max Zed, you should be fine. Next up, we got Engineer. Engineer is a really polarizing tower. They're both like meta and extremely broken, but on the other hand, they're decent, you know? If I could put NG on, if NG is really good, they go in the meta tier. But if NG is like falling apart and lacking, then they're in the decent tier. So, you know, they're both meta and decent at the same time. First and foremost, level 1 to 2 Engineer are absolute garbage. What you should do with Engineer is save up enough cash to be able to afford level 3. So, never go level 1 to 2 NG. You will get like, you will literally do chip damage, you know? You are somehow like doing chips for damage. You are like tickling them for damage at level 1. I mean, sure, you help out with hidden and whatnot, but like, they can go hidden and your sentries can't kill them. It's just whatever. But level 3 NG though, zombie mode can't play the early game if you're level 3 NG. It's absurdly stupid. Like, level 3 NG is the equivalent of level 4 Plasma Trooper, but you don't give them cash. It's so stupid. And then you can eco even harder and get level 4 NG and then hard counter them. Like, oh my god, you go level 4 NG, you drop Sentry Gun, Infected Doctor just gets beamed. Like, it's so stupid. And it's not that hard to get cash for either, you know? Overall, really broken. What you can do, actually, is go Doctor into Engineer. Doctor makes good cash, and then you can use that to go Engineer. So you can just go, hey. It's just so stupid. I mean, in the end game, Engineer also works out because your teleporter is the only way to heal Golden Zed. You might be wondering, how does Engineer teleport heal Golden Zed? Here's how. Lord Boss 4, both variants approach Golden Zed. They go in your teleporter, they teleport away. Lord 4 doesn't kill Golden Zed. So you basically heal the Golden Zed by just making them unable to get hit in the first place. This technically means that Engineer is the best support tower in the game. I mean, they're the best heal tower in the game, not best support tower. That goes to Commander, but technically speaking, you are the only tower in the game that can support Golden Zed directly. So, yeah. You put a teleporter down, Golden Zed goes in it, and then they go away. Actually, oh my god, that's genius! I never realized that until now. What you can do is you can communicate with your friend who is a Golden Zed player, And if Lord Boss 4 approaches, you put down a teleporter, and then the Golden Zed goes in the teleporter, and then they teleport away from the Lord Boss 4. You can bypass the menu restriction. Basically, what the menu restriction is if zombie mode is nearby you, you cannot menu. And there's a 3-second countdown before the menu actually triggers. Engineer Teleporter will allow you to bypass that. So yeah, even though people say, oh, Engineer Teleporter has no use outside of shipment and events, guess what? It does! You can teleport towers away from Prototype, Lord Boss 4, both variants, Guardian, just about anything that isn't Void or Void 2, really. Nothing can do anything about Engineer Teleporter, unless they just flat out break it. So that's why I have NG in meta on the higher end. At the lower end, though, here's what Engineer at the lower end is. You put down Sentry Nest, someone just snipes it from afar, your Sentry Guns are dead, or it's like Void or Void 2 wave, and your Sentry Guns just get broken instantly anyways. But guess what? In the case of Void 2, it's even better for you though, because if Void 2 is using the missiles on you, the Engineer, that's them not using it on Exterminator, or Commander, or anyone else for that matter. So what you do is you go Engineer, put up like useless buildings, and bait Void 2 into using missiles on it. So even then in the end game, it's just useful. It's useful for King 1 all the way until the end of the game. So definitely meta. But if you suck at it, or you're in a bad scenario, like, someone's going planet Earth and just taking out all your stuff instantly, then it falls into decent. So that's why it's really polarizing. It's both a hard counter to zombie mode, it both outclasses Doctor and Spiritual Advocate for healing, and it also allows you to heal Golden Zed by teleporting them away from any zombie mode. Overall, extremely good. Know how to use it properly. Don't use levels 1 to 2. Only use level 3 and above. And you should be set, Next up, we got Barracks. Oh my god, they gave Barracks a stupid buff. Like, oh my god, what the hell is Barracks? Let me check the update logs and see if I can find it. All I know is that they gave Barracks basically better DPS for the most part. They gave Barracks a lot of quality of life changes. Yeah, no, I can't really see, whatever. I'll just ignore the balance changes. But let me give you the rundown of Barracks. Max Barracks, it deals 100. Wait, hold up. It deals 180 damage at max if all bullets connect and it's a headshot. So you do 180 damage per shot if all the soldiers connect on the headshot. But guess what? You unlock at wave 17. Literally, at wave 17, you become a max golden commando. Wave 17 max golden commando. It's absurdly broken. Like, you shred everything if you land headshots. You're doing, like, max golden commando DPS at wave 17. I've repeated myself so many times, but I need to emphasize how absurdly broken it is. You can use Barracks from the start of the game to the end of the game. Yes, even on Void and Void 2, Barracks is still viable, because you're still doing, at worst, 120 damage per shot, and at best, 180 damage per shot. So if you don't want to go Phaser or Railgunner, you can go Barracks and get the same thing done. Plus, you get boosted by Commander. Holy god. Okay, here's what I need you to do. I need you to go max Barracks on wave 17 and have a Commander use Call to Arms on you. You can do this in like a private server too. What you can do is get your buddy to go max Barracks or max Commander. Or level 3 Commander. Or max Commander if you want. Use Call to Arms and shoot Lord 2. See how quick it dies. And it's a wave 17 upgrade, mind you. Like, holy god, Barracks is absurdly strong. The only reason Barracks isn't higher is because splash damage just wrecks them. That's it. Boss 2 Spit, you're dead. Infected Commando, well, you kind of die, Even though it's not splash, it still takes you out. Demon, you're dead. But, another thing I forgot to mention is, I already mentioned it before, but you can body block punches. Someone goes Lord 3, okay. I will stand in front of the Golden Zed and tank the punches. Nice job, loser. Like, it's absurdly good. Barracks can be used throughout the entire game while also providing value throughout the entire game. It's just absurdly good, and nobody really plays it, But other than that, moving on, we got Marksman. Out of all the sniper towers, Marksman is the best early game wise. Other than that, in-game Railgun is better, but that's obvious. But here's a rundown. You go Marksman, you make cash, you delete Zombie Mode, you delete Lore 2, and then you move on and get like 50k by wave 18. It's stupid. Marksman is stupid. It's easy to play too. Like, it's pretty easy to land your shots as Marksman. And it's one of the kings of early game. Marksman has yet to be. I mean, it's been nerfed before. I believe it used to do like 2.4k damage on headshot, or like 2. Or 3k on a headshot. I forgot how much. I think it used to be like times 5 damage, so it used to be 3k on headshot. But yeah, overall it's still absurdly broken. Even though it went from 5k headshot multiplier or 4k headshot, 4 times headshot multiplier to 3 times, it's still really good. You know, only weakness about Marksman is that you have low health and you're single target, so you get countered by swarms. But other than that, really stupid. I really don't have much to say about Marksman, you know? You do what you're supposed to do, you get cash, you deal damage, you do a floor 2, that's it. You move on to better towers. It does what it needs to. Same thing with Tuber. Tuber is literally Marksman, but with AoE and cheaper. That's about it. You know? Same thing I said for Marksman applies to Tuber. Only weird thing is that at max level, you deal like 800 damage. Or is it 900? I forgot what max Tuber damage is. It's been a long while. I don't play Tuber all that much, but I know it's really good. Let me see. Max Tuber damage is 800. Yeah, it is 800. And on a headshot, it's 1.6k. Which, guess what? Max Marksman is 1.8k on headshot. But Tuber has an 300 damage explosive. So basically, in a single shot, you do more damage than a Marksman on headshot. Which is really funny if you think about it. You do 100 more damage than a single Max Marksman hit. It's stupid. I'm speechless at how absurdly strong Tuber is. Thing is, too, nobody really goes Tuber, you know? Tuber isn't that common of a tower you see. Like, Marksman makes sense, Engineer makes sense, Doctor makes sense, Phaser makes sense, Railgunner and Commander and Void Trader makes sense. But, like, you don't see that much Tuber, despite how good it is. I mean, other than that, you don't really have a weakness. Your only weakness as Tuber is getting outclassed. That's it. That's your only weakness. You know? I mean, sure, you don't take out lightnings, but you can still one-tap them. You can still basically insta-kill a lightning, for the most part, if you land a headshot. So yeah, you can still deal with lightnings. Like, yeah, you just get outclassed. That's it. Tuber really doesn't have a weakness. Moving on, we got the very good tier. You can read it right there. They're great and reliable, that provide numerous certain roles that are like outclassed, but still being good counters for zombie mode. First up, we got Plasma Trooper. Originally, I was going to put Plasma Trooper in the excellent tier, but I mean, you give zombie mode free cash, you have limited range, they can go behind a wall. Like, but besides that, it's really good. There's a reason I almost put in excellent tier. Oh my god, you do like, you unlock level 4 at wave 14, I believe, or wave 13. Yeah, I think it's wave 13. Wave 13. And I believe you need around 9k to get it. So if you have 9k by wave 13, you can go level 4 Plasma Trooper. Which, guess what? It has 2000 health and it deals 210 damage to like 5 zombies you lock onto. So you get it wave 13. And then you just hard counter everything. The only way you can take out a level 4 Plasma Trooper before boss 2 is by just dive bombing it with Infected Flamethrower. But they can still kill you before that happens. There's no way to counter Plasma Trooper in the early game. It's just really stupid. I mean, I guess Super Slow too. Yeah, Super Slow is the only way to take out level 4 Plasma Trooper. Guess what? They can go Crowd Gunner. Like, if you have Crowd Gunner Plasma Trooper, they cover each other's weaknesses. Crowd Gunner can't do damage and can't freeze Infected Flamethrower, but Max Plasma Trooper, I mean level 4 Plasma Trooper can't take out Super Slow, but they kill Infected Flamethrower. So yeah, they both cover for each other. And then at level 5, you can take out infected doctors pretty easily because infected doctors don't have laser resistance, so it's kind of, yeah, they're kind of boned. Literally, the only realistic way to take out Plasma Trooper is if they have no doctor or you're a void supporter. That's it. Or you have a lot of walls. You know, if it's like Golden Abyss, you will get no value as Plasma Trooper unless you go in the very middle of the map. Overall, very good. Reason it's the top of very good. Not a lot of people use it, or if they do use it, they don't use it that properly. Also, another thing is, Mortar is the only tower with a movement cooldown upon undeploying. So it's absurdly. So yeah, it's kind of funny. Moving on, we got Spiritual Advocate. That is the definition of like good, but not great. You know, they're the definition of very good for the most part. They have a laser beam. They're like a bootleg exterminator in that regard. They have a melee weapon. They have a projectile that pierces. They have a heal. Like they have so much going for them. They have a lot of health. But I call them early wave Void Trader because they have a lot of health and not that much DPS. So it's kind of whatever. Also, your heal ability is pointless because there's Doctor and Engineer, which is everywhere. So your heal ability is useless. So that leaves you with just a crummy M1 projectile and your Exterminator mode, which also has ammo. So it's like kind of whatever. Like your damage is just mediocre unless you're maxed and you use that laser ability, but that's literally it. You know, your heal's useless. You really don't have that much support value. It's just kind of whatever. But they're still very good. Like they still do a crazy DPS. But that's about it, you know? There's just better options. Like if you want to heal and support your teammates, go engineer a doctor. If you want to do crazy DPS, then just go like Railgunner, Golden Commando, Exterminator, something like that, or just hell, Phaser for that matter, or rail, you know. If you want to tank stuff, just go Void Trader or Zed. Like they're just they're really good. It's just they're just you know better options, but they're still really good because they're kind of the jack of all trades. You know, they're sort of like Zed. They fill out multiple roles, but they're not good at all of them. I personally, I've never used Spiritual Advocate, but I do know that this is an accurate tier because they're not meta and they're not niche. You know, they're just very good. They're like excellent and decent at the same time. So in the same case of Engineer, you know, whereas Engineer is meta and decent, so I put him in excellent, and Spiritual Advocate is excellent and decent, so I put him very good. Next up, we got Mercenary. What the hell were the developers doing when they balanced Mercenary? This tower is stupid. Like what? First upgrade is like 750, then you got 200. So at like $900, you're doing like 10 damage a shot, which is like okay, cool. And then you spend 550, which bumps it up to 1.4k, and then you're doing 15 damage a shot. So like Mercenary is around the same cost as maxing a scout, but like you don't have to hold down M1 and you have later upgrades. Like 1.5k, which is after King 1, and it doubles your damage. It doubles your damage. For the low price of like 2.9k, you're having 30 damage. 2.9k for 30 damage and it's rapid fire. Like, oh my god. And then max upgrade is 5k and it's 65 damage. 5k for 65 damage. The total cost is not even 8k and you're doing 65 damage a shot and the magazine is 200. And on headshot, you do 130 damage. 130 damage headshots for 5k and basically 8k for total price. And your max is wave 16, so you can take out infected flamethrowers. Like, what the hell? This is broken. This is absurdly stupid, you know? And like, sure, you're not marksman accurate, or you're not tuber AoE, and sure, you're not like sniper accurate, or you don't have the health of like commando. But oh my god, if you want money in the early game, go mercenary. Like, I will go mercenary on lore 2 wave, and by the time the wave is over, I'll have like 25k. 25k made in like one wave, and the total cost they spent was 8k. Like, wow. That is absurdly stupid. Oh my god. I freaking love Mercenary, you know? I mean, sure, you're weak against like spam and whatnot, but guess what? Zombie mode also doesn't target you. Let's be honest. If you're a zombie mode player and you're trying to farm cash, who are you gonna go for? Doctor, Void Trader, Commander, like Railgunner, Mortar, Engineer, like, or Mercenary. Yeah, no one targets Mercenary. Like, being honest, the only time people go after Mercenary is if they're nearby. That's it. You're not seeing anyone go, I want to go hidden, and instead of farming cash, I'm going to target this Mercenary player. Like, no one does that. And even then, if they target you, you can kick them out pretty effectively. Like, it's just great. Like, if you're new to the game and you want to know what a cheap and effective tower to use is for the early game, Mercenary. The only time Mercenary starts to suck is wave 20. That's it. Mercenary is effective until wave 20. Marksman is effective until wave 20. Tuber is effective against until wave 20. You know, you get the point. Okay, we got Sniper. Sniper has been like really good for the past like 2 to 3 years now, and it's gonna stay that way. You know, frankly, it could be like 2026, and Sniper would still be stupid. Here's your rundown: you go Sniper, you spend like $2, and then you do 300 damage, and then it's like 600 on headshot. Like, I kid you not, your max level is wave 9, and by wave 9, you're already doing 600 damage on a headshot. That is stupid. 600 on a headshot by wave 9. That is crazy. Like, oh my god, you shred stuff as Sniper. You get so much cash. I believe one hard mode server, I had 10k by wave 12. Yes, 10k by wave 12. But just going Sniper. And it was hard mode Grassy Plains. Hard mode Grassy Plains. 10k wave 12. That is absurdly stupid. I could have gone like level 3 Plasma Trooper. Or, I mean, level 4 Plasma Trooper. It's just so effective at money making. And you do so much damage for the money you spend. It's so good. The only weakness is like swarms because you have slow fire rate, but that's just whatever. Like, you're still doing what you want to do. Sniper is like it's like the perfect middle ground of cash gain, eco, zombie mode counters. Even then during like lore 2, you can still do some damage. Sure, it's like 600 damage is not a lot against lore 2, but you can still do it if you want to. Like, it's not good. I don't recommend it, but it's still possible to do some chip damage. Next up, we got Commando. Commando is the starting point of towers falling off. Everything like Sniper and above, they're all really good. But Commando and below, it's sort of like average. Like, Commando and Flamethrower, they're like the definition of average. These and stuff is like kind of below average, but still like average. But yeah, starting off we have Commando. Commandos level 1 to 3, they suck. They're completely worthless. Only time you're useful is like level 4, and that's like during Lord Boss 2. Even then, it's like kind of whatever. I mean, just you can go something better, like level 3 Phaser. It's still really good. Like, you still do really good DPS at level 4. Like, don't get me wrong, Commando was slept on, as someone on my live stream said. They're like, people sleep on Commando. Like, yeah, it's really good. Like, it's pretty good. You know, that's why I have it in very good. And another thing you can do is you can take out infected doctors. They don't have laser resistance, and you do laser damage. So you can go up to them, and you can just wipe out their health bar. You do 70 damage at max, or 105 on headshot. So that means 10 shots, that's 700 damage already. 100 shots, that's basically an infected doctor's health bar drain. And you shoot so fast, it's easy to get said 100 shots. Your only weakness is you max out very slowly. I believe you max out at around the same time as Phaser, and your damage against Void support is whatever, and Lightning kind of takes you out. but you aren't boosted by commander, and that really helps. Overall, though, like, it's just outclassed by other towers, but if you push that aside and you push the weaknesses aside, it's really good, you know? It's very usable. It's not like terrible or worthless or anything. It's just really nice. Next up, we got Flamethrower. Flamethrower is just kind of whatever. You know, it's still very good though. Here's what Flamethrower does. It can slow down Necromancer, it can slow down super slow, it can deal with like crowds in the early game. It can take out Witch, it can take out Hunter, it can take out Hidden, it can take out Slow, it can do some damage against Mystery, not that much. It can't do anything against Infected Flamethrower, so that's when you're useless. And another problem is, it's not the best for caching, it's a little bit expensive, and you make cache a little bit slow. So it's like Engineer, in which you have to like go other towers first, you know? You have to go like Sniper or Scout first in order to get the price for Flamethrower. But either way, regardless, your presence is known to zombie mode throughout the entire game, you know? Oh, I want to go hit him, but that Flamethrower is protecting the target I want to take out. Oh, I want to go Hidden Boss, but there's a Max Flamethrower looking for me. Oh, I want to go King Hidden Boss, but there's a Max Flamethrower. Oh, I want to go, you know, Infected Doctor, but Flamethrower will target me. Oh, I want to go, I don't know, Lord Boss 3, but Flamethrower will slow me down. Like, the zombie mode can't win against Flamethrower. The only way they can win is if they just have slowdown immunity or fire immunity, and that's about it. You know. Another thing is you can counter Planet Earth. Planet Earth has a move called Overcharge, in which it sets them on fire, but it recharges their missiles. But what you can do is go Flamethrower, set them on fire. Sure, they get sped up, but they can't recharge their missiles. It's like really funny. Also, because you speed up Planet Earth, they will melee Void Traders quicker, like as in reach their destination, which means they die to Void Traders quicker. So you can do that to like indirectly, you know, end them quicker. Overall, pretty good. You know, it is exactly where it needs to. It fills the role they need. It counters zombie mode that it needs to. It can get cash. It can do what it needs to. Only problem is levels 1 to 4 suck. So, you know, realistically, I'd only recommend going like level 4 to 5 Flamethrower. Levels 1 to 3 are kind of whatever. And you can't really do anything in hard mode for level 1 to 3 Flamethrower. So it's just ignore it until then. But moving on, we have the decent tier. They're like decent, you know? It's what the name implies. They're just perfectly average. They're not too good, but they're not too weak. They're not like useless, but they're not overpowered. You know? They're good at what they do. They counter zombie mode, they fill a purpose, they can get cash. They just kind of do they're just kind of one tricks, you know? They're one tricks that aren't the best at it and are outclassed, and they have bigger flaws than the other towers I've talked about so far. Starting off, we got Ice Apprentice. Here's Ice Apprentice in a nutshell. You shoot projectile at zombie mode. Zombie mode jumps over it. You miss. You die. They buff your HP, so zombie mode gets more cash targeting you. You know, that's it. Like, Infected Doctor has like 40% ice resistance, so even if you go Blizzard or hit him, it's just not going to do that much damage. Like, the only reason you'd ever want to go Ice Apprentice is if you want to free stuff in the early game, like, you know, you want to be a better crowd gunner. Like, that's why I have Crowd Gunner and Ice Apprentice back to back, right beside each other. They're both identical, you know? Only difference is Ice Apprentice is better because it deals damage, but, like, that's it. You know? You go Blizzard, Mystery 2s get frozen. That's it. You take them out, yeah, sure, whatever. But that's really it. That's the only purpose Ice Apprentice serves now. Just do some chip damage to infect the Doctor and freeze Mystery 2. But those are like not necessary. Who the hell's like, you know what? I want to go Ice Apprentice and I want to freeze a Mystery. Like, why? Why would you ever want to do that? If you want to stop zombie mode from getting cast, just go Doctor. Like, I want to go Ice Apprentice just so I can do splash damage. My man, Plasma Trooper exists. Like, what are you doing? Mortar exists. Void Trader exists. Freaking Aviator. Like you have to be desperate to go Ice Apprentice. The only reason people ever go Ice Apprentice is to flex that they have it. That's it. That's the only purpose Ice Apprentice serves now. But besides that, they have some pretty good crowd control. They make some pretty good cash. They do pretty good damage to zombie mode. Unless they're like ice resistant or whatever, you know? But that's about it. Like, Ice Apprentice does what it needs to. And that's just crowd control and hitting zombies behind walls. Now that's all they need to do, you know? Next up, we got Crowd Gunner. If you go Crowd Gunner before Wave 16, Zombie Mode will hate you. Here's what you freeze. Mystery, Slow, Speedy, Normal, Necromancer, Super Slow, Boss 1. And then you freeze Mystery 2, and that's about it. You also freeze Goo, but that's kind of whatever. Zombie Mode really likes having Goo spawn though, because it has absurd health and absurd damage, so, you know. Thing is, Crowd Gunner, the projectile sucks. You have to land direct hits in order to reliably freeze stuff, because I've had it in which they're in the freeze radius, but they don't get frozen, so it's kind of unreliable. But other than that, your only purpose as Crowd Gunner is to prevent Zombie Mode from getting cash quick. That's it. Your only existence as a Crowd Gunner is to annoy Zombie Mode and to freeze stuff like Goo and whatnot. That's it. That's why they're decent. They just are a one trick for early game Zombie Mode counters, and that's about it. I mean, they're pretty good at it though. Freezing Mystery 2 for a low cost. Sign me up, man. Pretty good. And even if you can't freeze them, you still deal 45 damage, which is pretty okay in the early game. Like, 45 damage to Hunter is just meh, whatever, but it's still 45 damage, you know? Wait, can Hunter even take damage from ice? I don't know. I don't have Hunter. Frankly, no one really cares about Hunter. Like, the only time you ever go Hunter is on Store. That's it. Other maps, you just die to Aviator or get sniped. Moving on, we got Scout. Oh my god. Scout is absurdly stupid. It's like, take Sniper's cash chain, but like, make it a little bit weaker, but for cheaper. That's what Scout is. A cheaper sniper with the same stupid cash gain, and that's about it. You know, they do good damage against Lord 1, they do good damage against King 1. What else? They can take out Hunter quickly, they can take out Witch quickly. Your only weakness as Scout early game is just spam and hidden, and that's about it. Really, try it out. Like, max Scout before King 1. Like, go max Scout against King 1 on a public server, and see the cash you get. All you gotta do is land headshots, that's it. Viewers, try it out. I want you to go Scout on a public server before King 1 or Lord 1, and see the cash you get. And keep going Scout until Wave 10. Type in the comment section below how much cash you had at Wave 10 by only going max Scout. And you'll see for yourself how pretty nice it is for cash gain. Other than that, you know, it's just the definition of average, you know, along with other stuff. Not too strong, but it's kind of below average for the most part. Next up, we got Hollow Boomer. The devs just looked at Hollow Boomer and they're like, you know what? This tower's good. How about we just make it useless? And that's where we're at now. Hollow Boomer is like an explosive tower that deals fire damage, but like, why would you ever want fire damage when Plasma Trooper exists or Flamethrower exists, you know? Like, oh, I want to do fire damage against hidden boss. Okay, go Flamethrower, you'll slow them down. Or, okay, go Plasma Trooper, you'll directly reveal their location. Or, okay, go Mortar. You'll just basically have a bigger radius and take out other stuff as well. Like, the explosive damage also is kind of mediocre. It's like 200 more than Max Tuber. So it's like, LOL. And then fire resistant stuff just says, oh, I'm fire resistant. I don't care about Hollow Boomer. Meanwhile, Mortar's like, ugh, it's Mortar. You know, it's like, there's not that much of a use for Hollow Boomer. Like, literally, the only purpose of Hollow Boomer is just average cash gain and fire damage against certain enemies, and that's it. It's like, whatever. Like, it used to be meta. I'd say if we're talking like 2019 on release Hollow Boomer, I would put it below Golden Commando. But now it's just below Scout. It went from being in between Golden Commando and Railgunner to just being in between Golden Scout and Scout. Like, that's just laughable. It's laughable what Hollow Boomer is now. It has no slowdown. It's like mainly fire damage, which guess what? Infected Doctor has 40% fire resistance. So, and it has 50% explosive resistance too. So it's like, and you're fragile too. So it's like, like, oh, I want to go Hollow Boomer to take out this infected Doctor. Oh, too bad. They have infected Commando, and now they mow your health down. Meanwhile, with Flamethrower is at least 1k health, so it lasts a little bit longer. But other than that, like, there's not that much of a reason to go Hollow Boomer, but when there is a reason, it's pretty good. Next up we got Golden Scout. Yeah, I put Scout higher than Golden Scout. Like, literally the only use for Golden Scout is just to help with Lord 2, and that's it. Lord 1 and King 1, no one really loses at it, and besides, you can just go Max Sniper, or not Max Sniper, you can go level 4 Sniper for King and Lord 1, or you can go level 3 Mercenary for King and Lord 1, or Max Scout, or like level 3 Marksman, or level 3 Tuber, or level 2 Commander, you know? Or hell, if you're desperate enough, you can go Engineer on Lord 1. You can, it costs 21k, but you have to have 2.1k, but you have to have a good amount of money. So it's like, literally the only purpose for Golden Scout is Lord 2, and there's better options. And you have to land headshots in order to get the full value. And it's like, there's not that much of a reason to justify using Golden Scout over anything else. The only time it's really good is if there's like a lot of zombies and you just want to run away from it, Witch can't really take out Golden Scout. Hidden can't really take out Golden Scout. Hunter, they have to land a shot on you. Infected Flamethrower, they can dream on taking you out. They're not taking you out. Super Slow, they can't take you out. Necromancer, they can't take you out. You're just basically unkillable unless you mess up, and that's about it. They're just marksmen with better survivability, but worse overall. I can't justify putting them in very good because literally, like, they're just so outclassed and they're so mediocre. They're the definition of mediocre. They're not bad, but they're not good. They're just perfect there. Moving on, we got the weak and niche tier. These are for kind of crummy towers that are just overall mediocre. And the only reason they're not terrible is because they have one niche that really sets them apart from other towers. First up, we got Shotgunner. Like, Shotgunner deals pretty decent damage against King and Lord 1. And for King and Lord 2, they can get some pretty nice damage in while being able to stall them. So that's what's mainly keeping them from being garbage, They do some damage against the early game stuff while being able to have a shield that allows them to get healed by doctors more or just like stall stuff in place. So, it's pretty nice. You're slow, you're inaccurate, your damage is kind of meh. You do like 400 damage on headshot each shot, which is pretty nice, It's nearly that of a max sniper body shot, and you fire quicker too, so if you have a commander boosting you, you can get some DPS then. But, like, your reload speed sucks. If I was a bouncer or tester, how I would buff Shotgunner is make it reload 2 to 3 bullets per reload instead of 1 at a time, and making the reload speed buffed by commander. Then, like, honestly, Shotgunner would be decent, You fire quicker, you reload quicker, and that's about it, It's just kind of niche. Like, you don't really have that much use. Next up, we got Fragger. Fragger is the same total cost as Scout, but you do 80 splash damage. This basically hard counters like Zombie Mode Hidden, Zombie Mode Hidden, pesterizing your towers? Well, just go Max Fragger. They can't do anything. And that's about it. That's really it. You help with Necromancer Summon, you help with like Mystery, I guess. Like, you can help out against Speedy and Hidden Spam, I guess. Uh, you can take out Hunter a bit because they can't really hit you that well, and you do 80 damage, which is pretty nice. What else? Yeah, no, that's about it, really. You're just kind of a crummy splash damage tower. Like, Plasma Trooper's better, Flamethrower's better, Mortar's better, but you're pretty good at taking out Hiddens. That's basically your specialty. The only reason you'd ever go Fragger is to counter zombie mode Hiddens. Let's say you're playing with someone on a voice call, they're gonna go like Mercenary or Marksman or Commander or something like that, and you don't want them getting targeted by zombie mode hidden. Well, you just go Fragger. That's it. Fragger is a support tower for the most part. Next up, we got Patrol. Patrol used to be really good in 2022. We're talking solo Lord 2 levels of good. Then they just nerfed it, and then they nerfed it, and then they nerfed it. And I was like, what's the point of going Patrol? Like, what is the purpose of it? You can get level 4 easy, sure. You can get like level 4 during King and Lord 1, sure, whatever. But your gunner damage kind of sucks, you know? You're also easy cash for zombie mode, and it's hard to max Patrol for some reason. Like, I will go Patrol at the beginning of the game, get level 4 Patrol during King and Lord 1, and then I'll have to max Patrol during the middle of Lord 2. And that's crazy. Like, I will be level 4 by wave 8, and it will take me all the way to wave 17 before I max it out. Like, that's just crazy. It's crazy how much they suck at making cash. Like, oh my god, they suck at cash. And then when you max it out, it's not even that good. You do, like, whatever damage to it, you know? The cash you spent going max patrol, you can just go level 1 golden Zed, or level 1 Zed, and just get better value. Like, what is the purpose of patrol? Patrol serves, like, zero purpose. Oh wait, it does have a purpose. You do splash damage, you take out zombie mode hidden, you can pester zombie mode hunter, you can do some ram damage against Witch, but frankly no one really plays Witch. Uh you can do splash damage against zombie mode necromancer. If you max out patrol, you can take out infected flamethrower. That's about it, really, but there's better options. Like, you want to take out flamethrower, go mortar. You want to take out hunter, go sniper. You want to take out witch, go sniper. You want to deal floor 2, go marksman. It's like outclassed, overpriced. It's just not that useful. But at least it has a use. Here, we're in the terrible tier. These towers are trash. Like, oh my god. They are so useless. They're either really overpriced, really outclassed, really weak, really garbage, or sometimes they don't even work at all. They don't work as intended. They don't work like how they're supposed to. First up, we got Knifer. For some reason, the developers were like, Knifer, how cool would it be if we nerfed Knifer? So that's what they did. They made it cost more, they removed the backstab mechanic, they reduced the ability duration and like made it cooldown longer. Also, they can make it swing faster while invisible. Guess what? Going invisible doesn't matter when you die to Lord 2 like near instantly. Having to depend on an ability for DPS makes like no sense. And it's like what? 600 damage on a normal hit and wait, hold up, let me check. I've never played Knifer. Like, Knifer sucks, so that's why I don't know the damage off the top of my head. Let's see. Max Knifer deals 600 damage, and it takes 18k total to max out. 600 damage, and it's 18k to max out. But guess what? Marksman's cheaper. Like, what the hell? Alright, let me explain this. So in order to get a critical hit, you need to hit an enemy 6 times, and then it allows you to deal times 4 damage. You see the first problem? The bouncers did not math at all. So, you want to know how much damage 6 Knifer attacks is? 3.6k. You want to know how much damage the crit hit does? 2.4k. Wow. So overpowered. Please nerf Knifer. I'm so glad I need to do 3,600 damage in order to do 2,400 damage. Why? Why is it so bad? 3,600 damage in order to get a single 2,400 damage attack. That is useless. That is useless. At that point, just bring the backstab back, or if anything, lower the amount of lower the amount of hits needed to 4. At least it makes sense. You do 2,400 damage to get a single crit hit of 2,400. That way, it's like, at least makes sense. And then even then, your hit sucks. Like, your melee range is trash. Knifer is laughable. Your range sucks. You give zombie mode easy cash. You can't hit anything. Your DPS isn't even all that spectacular. It sucks trying to max out. Like, take all the problems from Patrol and multiply them by like 10. Like, oh my god, Knifer is so useless. And I see people using it. And I even heard someone call it good. It is not good. Please, save yourself the time. Never go Knifer. Waste of your own time, give zombie mode cash, hurts your team. People like to spin around with Knifer, so it causes towers to not be able to headshot. Just, please, don't use Knifer. The developers need to buff Knifer. It's a joke, it's a laughing stock. If I was on a balance team, I'd buff Shotgunner, Patrol, Knifer, just everything down here. Alright, next up we got Tweeter. Why would you use this thing? Why? It costs 3 times more to max out than normal scout. And you can never really get your ability to begin with. The devs, they nerfed it too much. It's useless. Oh my god, this thing sucks. It's terrible. It has no use. Zero purpose. You should not buy this now. Give your cash to something else in like the ozone layer. It's just, like, this thing sucks. I don't even need to say anything. Like, I said what I need to, really. Tweeter has no ability for the most part because how useless it is. It got nerfed to where you have to do damage in order to get it to activate, but the damage threshold is too high for the amount of zombies that spawn with low health. And then the cash gain itself sucks. It costs too much. You can't max it by Lord 1. And, be honest with yourself. What would you rather have? A max tweeter or a max sniper? I want to go to Scout Tower with sporadic burst and requiring me to get a boatload of damage in order to get cash. Or I could go max sniper and get 600 damage on a single headshot click. Like, why? Why would you ever go tweeter? Like, it's so bad, Scout outclasses it, and Tweeter's supposed to be the better version. Like, the developers nerfed Tweeter way too hard. If I could buff Tweeter, I would lower the price of it, or I would revert the ability to being at the end of the wave. So you don't have to do damage in order to get that cash bonus, you know? And also, the cash bonus used to be better. Like, Max Tweeter used to give $600 as the wave bonus. Now, the cash bonus is, let me see, 450. Oh my god. They reduced the cash can at max by 150 while increasing the price and making it harder to trigger. Oh my god, Tweeter's so useless. Never go Tweeter. Just a result of over nerfing. I don't think I've once used Tweeter after all the nerfs. Just save your cash, go something better. Alright, next up we got Enforcer. Yeah, where do I begin? Your melee, your hit detection sucks. Your damage is like whatever at best. Like at most, you're just getting 300 damage in a single life. Like sure, whatever. You give zombie mode so much cash. The only time Enforcer has a use is at max. But by the cash you spent going other towers, just go them instead. Levels 1 through 4 Enforcer are terrible. They suck. You only really do damage at max, but like I said before, you have to go something else, or else you're just giving zombie mode free cash. Your stun effect is kind of useless for the most part. So here's a combination of Enforcer. Poor range, poor damage, gives zombie mode too much cash, outclassed in every way. Only reason it's like the third worst is because the bottom two are somehow even worse than it. There are towers worse than Enforcer. There are towers worse than Tweeter. There are towers worse than Fragger. And that I will begin to talk about. Soldier. Um, Let me describe Soldier for you. Like, I'm pretty sure Soldier has been the exact same since 2019. It like has yet to get changed once. Let me check. Let me check. When was the last time Soldier got any change? Let me see. Yeah, no, I don't really see much. Like, Max Soldier costs 3.2k, and it's at wave 9. I mean, sure, you do like 25 damage, and you got like 285 DPS, but like, you have to go Soldier first. That's the first problem. Levels 1 to 3 Soldier, they do nothing. At least with Scout, it's better because of how quicker it is and how cheaper it is. But Soldier, like, it's overpriced. The money you spent going level 4 Soldier, you could have just gone Scout or Sniper. It's outclassed, it's pathetic, it's weak, it's overpriced for what it does. It serves no purpose. Like, if I could buff Soldier, what I would do is I would slightly lower the cost and I would make the reload speed quicker. Because, like, damage wise, yeah, the damage is fine, the fire rate's fine, the health is okay. I mean, I guess the ammo could use a bit of an increase, like make Max Soldier have like 60 ammo and make the reload speed quicker and make like Max Soldier 1.5k instead of 1.75k. Like, there are ways to make Soldier useful, but frankly, it's just outclassed. It's outdated. Like, you can go Scout, you can go Golden Scout, you can go Sniper, you can go Mercenary, you can go Marksman, you can go Tuber. You can go anything. Hell, I'd rather you go Enforcer than Soldier. That's how terrible it is. But Soldier is at least usable. Despite how bad Soldier is, it's at least usable. Now, if you've been watching this video for nearly 1.5 hours, you've been reading that Archer thing. And you're like, is Archer really that bad? Answer, yes. I believe yesterday I went Archer. I clicked to shoot 6 times and not one arrow went out. Archer is the only tower in the game that basically doesn't work. The only time you can get Archer to work is if you're in first person. I shouldn't have to go first person in order to shoot the tower. And the thing is, like, the arrow spawns behind you. So if there's a wall nearby, the arrow will spawn behind you, break into the wall, and just not exist. And another thing is, your arrow will break on explosions, it'll break on like other players sometimes, it will break on air, the lag will make the arrow go slow, the lag will cause the arrow to not spawn. Like, it is unplayable. And for some whatever reason, the developers or the balancers just see Archer and they're like, we gotta nerf it. We gotta nerf Archer. Why? Why do you keep nerfing Archer? Why do you have to nerf Archer all the time? They lowered the fire damage by 60, and then they keep lowering the fire damage. Like, at this point, Archer should heal zombies. Literally, at this point, they can make Archer heal zombies, and it would still have more value than what it does now. Because at least then, you're healing zombies. Like, you have at least a purpose, you know? Current Archer, it has no purpose. But if it healed zombies, it would at least have a purpose, because then you can at least troll the tower team by healing zombies as a tower. Like, no joke, making Archer heal zombies would actually give me a reason to use it, you know? Like, I can heal an infected doctor that's healing an NPC boss too, so that I can make money. Like, I know it'd be against the rules, but like, come on. You know, for Archer every update. Also, I'm pretty sure a few weeks ago I saw Black Hell, a level 45k, using Archer. I was like, what? What? High level players are using Archer? I heavily disagree with that. It's pointless, you know? Like, literally, why would you ever want to go Archer when, like, Sniper exists for the early game, or Mortar exists for the early game, or Marksman exists for single target damage, or Flamethrower for fire damage, or Hollow Boomer for revealing stuff? Like, the day I get hit as zombie mode to an Archer is the day that. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I have a lot of options to go here. I have a lot of ways to go here. The day I get hit at zombie mode to an Archer is the day that they add a level tower that's higher levels required than Golden Zed. Yep, that's it. The day they add more level required towers is the day I start having to fear Archer at zombie mode. It's that terrible. You going Archer, might as well just say, I hate having cash. No joke, I went Max Archer on King Boss 2, and the only time I was ever able to make cash as Archer was on wave 23 and during the King wave. My arrows would just break on nothing, hit nothing, or just give me no cash at all. It is laughably bad. I am saying this with a firm face. Never, never use Archer. It is the worst tower, and they nerf it every single update for no reason. Like, I know on the launch of Shipment, it could have been overpowered, but like, it's still terrible because it doesn't work. That's the problem. It doesn't work. If Archer actually worked, I would put it in the excellent tier. If it worked as advertised and it had the same like hit registration as Marksman, I would put it in excellent by a long shot. It deals so good damage. It deals slowdown. It sets enemies on fire. It pierces enemies. But I guess the developers saw the stats and were like, you know what, it seems strong. Let's just nerf it without actually playing it in game. I say developers and not like testers because frankly they're the ones that publish the change itself. I know the bouncers and testers and whatnot, they mainly do the bouncing. But like, have you played Archer? Like, if you want to nerf Archer, how about you play it in a laggy server with a lot of explosives? You know, yeah, you try it out. You know, you try it out. If you believe that Archer is good, here's what I want you to do. Have your friend go Mortar. You know, have like a lot of explosives on the screen, right? Try to go Archer in a laggy server. We're talking like Singapore server location, or you know, a server location that's far away from you. Like go on a server with over 300 ping, right? Go Archer on a map like, I don't know, Midnight Envy or Golden Abyss, or similar kind of maps, and see how much value you get. Tell me if you have fun. All right, that's another thing I want you to do. Play Archer and go in the comment section below and tell me if you have fun going Archer. I really want to hear it. But anyways, thank you for watching. This video nearly lasted for 2 hours. That's this tier list. If you want more guides on something, let me know in the comment section below. Like if you want me to do a guide on how to play Aviator or how to play Zombie Mode, let me know. And I'll see if I can make a video on it. But I'll see you next time. Bye bye.